Cause I've been trying to be practical. Let me take a sabbatical. Apparently what I'm saying too radical, and y'all can't stomach.
This is the wrong one. I'm gonna have to delete this one. This is the one that was that's wrong. Let me refresh again to get the right one. Good morning, y'all, as everybody tunes in slowly but surely. Beautiful people, I am so glad that y'all are here. Y'all woke up with me, and that we can make choices to actually improve our lives, improve the lives of others in our communities. And then on that note, I am here with a wonderful, lovely change maker in our community, a huge activist on many fronts, someone that has impacted many lives, Miss Erma Wilburn. And how you doing this morning, man?
Well, I'm here.
There it is.
Yeah.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
And so we're all dealing with different things right now. We're dealing with loss, and so our condolences and love definitely to you and your family, and to everybody that's dealing with loss right now. It seems like a season of loss, but we need to stay grateful and stay loving and share that healing love energy with everybody. So, man, good morning. I want to start heavy with doggone. Yeah, hey, it is what it is. So I appreciate you actually taking the time to still come and talk with me amidst everything that's going on. So let's jump right into it. It's not wasting the time because we've got a lot to talk about. To start with my due diligence, of course, thank everybody for shopping at Easy Copy. We appreciate all the love. EasyCopy.io is the website if you need to get anything printed. I just got a couple new orders in this morning. I got y'all in queue. Don't worry about it. IHOP, Mr. Jimmy, your signs are out here. They've been out here since yesterday, but I'll bring them to you if you need me to. Thank you all. And then, of course, we have to get in these streets. I need to tell y'all about what's going on in the city. Make sure y'all join the Albany Forward page, because that's where we've got all the exciting, fun things. And share this tab, go back. And so tomorrow there is a political forum that's going on. Has lost connection to screen share audio. Hold on. Oh, that's fine. It doesn't need audio. But we've got the Know Before You Vote political forum that's going on in Albany State tomorrow. Make sure y'all tune into that. It's at 6:30. If you can, please join. They're going to be talking about the local races, David Maskey versus Carolyn Hand in the school board race, Ed Newsom and Larry Harris in the county race. They don't have Brenda Battle's picture up here, but Brenda Battle and David Sampson are in State Rep 153, and Sanford Bishop and Wayne Johnson in the congressional race. And then Friday, make sure y'all join us at the city downtown. We got trunk or treat and party at the polls going on. So if you have not made a plan to go early vote, please make a plan to vote, get engaged. We cannot afford to just let our voices not be heard. And of course, it's much more than the presidential race. You've got all these local races on the ballot too. So that's what's going on in these streets. Please join the Albany Forward group. There's a lot more stuff in there. Steve Cantrell and Solomon Snowden from Albany, Georgia, went up to Atlanta and won the Know Your Role Red Bull skate competition. So shout out to Albany, man. We got a lot of excellent things going on. So, but today, and we got comments already. Good morning. Oh, there it is. Number 739, vote and vote counted. There it is. So, in fact, and then Rambo, you voted like a couple days ago, and you were number 739. So that's really good early vote turnout so far. That's the numbers that we have on, on off elections. Those would be the final numbers. So good job to everybody that's early voting. We love it. Ms. Erma Wilburn.
Hi.
What's going on?
Good to meet you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, in person again.
Yes, ma'am. And so we're here to talk about Black farmers. In fact, let me put the brand up so folks know what's going on. You're hosting the 3rd annual Black Farm Landowners Sustainability Conference.
Right. A mouthful.
It's a mouthful because it's a lot of weight in that. Yes. Black farmers, Black landowners, sustainability, huge, big concepts. Tell us about this whole conference, how it came about, and how you plan to impact the lives of Black folks with it.
Well, as you noted, this is the 3rd annual. And how it came about is in that fight for us to become sustainable as farmers, uh, for us to be able to get our land back as much as we can, for us to be able to bring our children up on that land, have that legacy, reignited, that we are, we are a people who can feed ourselves.
There it is.
That is so crucial.
That.
A man who's dependent on another man to feed him, will suffer.
That is it.
And
that is
so,
it.
That is a passion of mine. That is a God-given ministry to get in this fight, to encourage our young people, because these are the ones that will be able to make this vision come to life. As you know, we were once owners of over 20 million acres of farmland.
There you go.
Shortly coming out of Reconstruction, Civil War Reconstruction, and your people, breaking out of the chains.
20 million acres.
Yes, not having really anything, but within a short period of time, was building cities for ourselves, sending our children to colleges, and that foundation of wealth allowed us to thrive. Of course, the enemy saw truly who we were. They had that misconception that they brought over a bunch of half humans that's going to do their physical work. Only to know some of them found out pretty good.
That's right.
But
and so
they still had that idea that we're not.
Exactly, with 3/5 of a human.
Right.
And so you spoke to, of course, a lot of powerful things. One thing about what you just said is if you're not able to feed yourself and you're dependent on somebody else to feed you, you're in bad shape.
Exactly.
And so with our Black farmers, like you said, we used to have about 20 million acres at the turn of the century, 1900 or so. And now it's down to less than 5 million acres. Like, or in fact,
it was even lower than that.
So how can we as a people become more self-determining? What is the pathway to getting that land back? In fact, actually, I think we're jumping the gun. Let's back up, because before we even talk about all the particulars, I want to talk about this $2.2 billion that came from the USDA to Black farmers because they had been discriminated against.
Right.
So I know that you were involved in that work, and it's been going on for decades, actually, because there were lawsuits that have been going on for decades. Can you talk about that work? Because that's a game. It's a big game, but of course we know that there's more work to do. But talk about
it sounds good on paper. Yeah, the concept of they've thrown all of this money at Black folk who were discriminated against. We're trying to make things right. That's a drop in the bucket. And not only is it a drop in the bucket, but probably 99.9% of that money will never get back to us.
There it is.
They'll have all kinds of stipulations in there as to how you can get that money. And most people will not be able to meet that. This lawsuit that was initiated, this was the second lawsuit that had a judgment, kind of for the people. But the first lawsuit, it was like they got about $50,000,
$50,000?
Yeah, had to prove. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah,
and it did nothing,
Of course
maybe somebody who was smart enough to get them a tractor or something, but for the most part, people were trying to hang on to their land, so they were, trying to retire bills and stuff so that they could just pay the taxes. So it really didn't make a huge difference in the trajectory of our ownership of land and the fact that we could hold on to our land. So Then this, it has its political wins as always.
Yeah.
Um,
Because
it
what
looks
I'm
good,
saying, yeah,
it
people
sounds good.
are trying to paint this as the left or the Democrats and Biden gave black farmers $2.2 billion and everybody should just be happy about that. And look at what we gave you type of energy with that. And so I can you speak to that how that is deceiving and not,
for one thing, they had a farmer would have to prove that he was discriminated against, right? So you had to have records, like a denial letter or something from the bank that said, and most people, these discrimination cases, it's 100 years old. People have been trying to get loans, so that they could buy land or farm land, and they were denied. It was just, for instance, I look back at New Communities. My previous husband, Sam Young, who's deceased now, we were a family on that land, almost 6,000 acres of land. And so, a lot of young people don't know about that. You need to, y'all good at Googling and finding out information.
6,000 acres?
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I'm neglecting the
acres
comments. I'm so sorry. Hold on. Get these comments. Get back in. What'd you say, G.O.N.? G.O.N. says, out of curiosity, how many black farmers are there left in the area? In Doherty County? In fact, actually, that's a very good question. Besides the Shiraz,
there's a few more than you think.
Okay.
Because what will happen is a lot of times folks don't fill out the census sheets. They have a sheet that says, try to find out where you are, how much land you own, that kind of stuff. Like farmers just won't do it. So I'm finding more as I just conversations with people. My grandson just recently purchased a 7-acre tract of land that he wants to have, his little mini farm on. And so he didn't know that the seller was a young black man. But he found that out. And that was, this guy says, my family has, we're cattle farmers. Who would have thought there was,
a black cattle farm?
Yeah, in near Rochelle, Georgia. So, there are some hidden acres.
Yeah, and Ramo say that's what he was telling you. A real documentary needs to be done on New Communities. Listen, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it because this whole discussion that we're having about black land ownership. In fact, some people might not like the next point that I have to make, but the fact that black people went from 20 million acres to a million or two, or maybe not even a million or so, is because black people were gentrified off of their land.
Just straight out stolen.
Land was stolen and taken, and they were replaced by white farmers. And so gentrification is not what we want. We want to reinvest in our people, reinvest in the land, and buy back our land as black people. If we got black, if in fact, who is this girl? Miss Charmaine. On her post, she said Albany needs more millionaires, or something about Albany doesn't produce any millionaires, or something like that. I'm misquoting, but she said something about the millionaires. Albany has several millionaires. We got a lot of black millionaires. If these black people with all this money get together and we buy up all this land that Phoebe's trying to take and everybody else is trying to take, we could actually revitalize our community. We could actually do what needs to be done because we see that the leadership doesn't have whatever it takes to do it the right way. So that land ownership,
they don't want black folk to have control. That's the bottom line.
And it feels so much better when other people say it. When I don't got to say it.
I say what I say because I know the history of Albany enough.
There you go.
I came through the civil rights movement, so I'm looking out of 76-year-old eyes.
There you go.
I've been through some stuff and I've seen some stuff. And so I can tell you that the same power structure that was holding us back in the 50s and in the 60s and the 40s, the same power structure exists. And they continue to put in place
That,
things that continue to hold us back.
that. Let's see.
I looked at the parade and I saw how many black folk were there. I posted about it. They don't come to our parade. I said, did anybody tell them not to? They don't come to our parades. And this is that herd mentality.
See?
You would think at least 50 white folk would be at the, among 3,000 black folk.
Yeah. But they still clear homecoming.
So I'm saying they can say all they want to about it. It ain't no more racism. It's just
doggone it.
it's as much racism now as it was when they had to free us off their farms. They intended to.
Gio says, true, we have about 250 acres. We used to have cows. Oh, Gio, what? Pigs, peanuts, etc. But the majority of the latter generations went on into other fields. You talking about your family, Gio? That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Listen, man, we need to do what we can to keep that in the family. And so actually, segue real quick as we pivot back. If y'all want more information about how to maintain your land, how to grow it, how to do whatever it is that you need to make it profitable, make sure you attend the 3rd annual Black Farm Landowners Sustainability Conference. It will be November 15th through the 17th at Camp Kirksey in Albany, Georgia. It's way out. East beyond East is right next to Worth County, but it's beautiful land out there. And come out there. Camp.
It's a great peaceful place to network and I love to see those young people who get it. They're getting together and they're bringing in more people. So it's an exciting conference to me.
So make sure y'all mark your calendars again, November 15th through 17th. And one thing I want to point out too, this is right after the election. So the election November 5th, but after we vote, you guys, we cannot just sit there and think that that's it. Action needs to happen. So the next step, come to this conference. Figure out how that you can take political ownership of your community by owning the land, by taking back ownership of the land, because there it is. That $2 billion that the city, that the USDA gave is good. It's not bad, but it'll
help a few people.
It'll help a few people, but it's not the land. They refuse to give back the land. That's where the fight still is. So can you speak to that fight as far as all the land that's been lost? Because we used to have X amount of acres.
It continues. The loss of land continues because our people, that generation that didn't return to the land, they were sent off to college, and we want our children and our grandchildren to be educated. We want you to go into different fields. But agriculture is also a field that we need to go into.
Exactly.
We need to know, everything about agriculture. Yeah. Some of the stuff that we want and some of it we don't.
Yep.
Because a part of our conference is going to focus on nutrition and
there we go.
The impact that it is having on our youth.
There it is.
The mental and behavioral health. So we gotta have that. We gotta build ourselves from the soil up.
Oh, listen.
And
you talking so good. It's so good. It's so good. Look, because I'm excited because I don't hear this kind of conversation from many people. The fact that we are allowing so many poisons in our food, and we act like we can't pinpoint where the problems are. It just baffles my mind. My issue too with this whole thing is the only presidential candidate that was talking about this specific issue, the poisons in our food, and taking the FDA and the CDC to task,
exactly,
was Robert F. Kennedy.
Now they have no holds barred. The FDA, they do not care about all. They say, if you put it in writing, all the side effects, and then that covers it. And who's going to read the side effects? So they are bought and sold.
So one thing that we can do to change that is growing your own
food, or having a trusted farm.
There you go.
Grow your food.
Because then you know what's in it. You know that, okay, there's not all this extra stuff. And technically too, from local farms, a lot of the food is technically organic because of these local farms. They don't use the extra stuff, the pesticides that the big farmers folks make. They don't use the hormones and all of this stuff. So if you're able to find a local farmer, 9 times out of 10, the stuff that you're getting is more organic than whatever else you can get, and it's natural organic. I'm sorry. Let's get back into these comments. I'm so sorry. We've been neglecting the comments. But I love this point here, though. Miss April Yvette says, successful community made of Black people is threatening to them. Us thriving drives them crazy. That right there, as much as people love to act like we're in this post-racial society, like you said, that's not the reality that we experience on a regular basis. And the fact that we're seeing this little gesture of $2 billion being given to the farmers without any of the real substance of returning the land, that illustrates the concept that Frantz Fanon spoke about in his book, The Wretched of the Earth. He outlined the whole playbook that the colonizers use to keep the colonized people in place. And we as a people, we don't read and we don't educate ourselves into history, into all these things, and how the controlling of systems, i.e. food systems, education systems, criminal justice systems, that those they determine the welfare of your community and how people are free in it. I want to ask you, I guess, how do you feel about there's a shift, and like we both been talking about, alluding to it. The young people don't want to go into farming, don't want to go into agriculture. How do you feel about the technologies, innovative technologies with hydroponics, aeroponics, infusing those into like urban agriculture and all of that? How important is that with trying to keep our young people engaged with farming?
I mean, absolutely. Whatever any technology that's going to be bringing about a healthy food, we should use it. But there's some stuff out there now that it looks innovative and stuff, and it too have chemicals and things. So I've seen hydroponics, I've seen aeroponics, and there are systems that you can use. What will happen with that is that the big boys will point out or try to make it be the organic community that's causing the listeria and the different bacteria that come sometimes from not really knowing how to use compost that's made from different animal feces and stuff. So
composting,
so you got to know what you're doing, and you got to fight that battle on the real thing. So do what you do and do it right if you're going to go organic.
There it is.
They'll use that to try to shut down that type of farming.
And Rambo said, she was doing it before it became popular. I believe it. And so, and with that too, another quick segue. If you are interested in learning more about farming, make sure, of course, I got to plug it again. Attend the 3rd annual Black Farmland Owner Sustainability Conference, November 15th through 17th.
Right. It's going to be so rich, Laura. Yeah. There's a herbalist coming from Atlanta, Georgia.
Nice.
Her husband was a regular medical doctor. He has now moved into holistic healing.
See, there it is.
She's made, she has gotten lots of different healing ointments and stuff together. She's also going to do a class on foraging. We have to, as Black farmers, we need to know that how to preserve those natural herbs, those things that grow wild. If we cultivate all of our land, we lose those herbs and stuff. We lose those healing portions. So that's what she'll be emphasizing, and so that's how the farmers come in on holistic healing. And
one point I made often is that doctors, they know, because they have to go through schooling that teaches them that a large portion of our chronic diseases, the preventable diseases, are due to diet. And if you change the diet, you can almost eliminate all diseases. And so they know this. And the fact that they know it and they continue to prescribe you medications that aren't that concocted in a lab, and they have all these side effects, tells you that the medical industry is not there to help you. They're there to make a profit. They are there to benefit off of your sickness. So that right there is a testament to the fact that we need to change the way that we are engaging health and healthcare. We need to change the way we are thinking about health entirely. Food is health, not medicine. They want to, criminalize all these other drugs, but the real drugs that are actually destroying lives, you can get off the shelf here, and big pharma's making a profit. So we need to completely transmute all that entirely, and you can do that when you come to the 3rd annual Black Farm Landowners Sustainability Conference.
Please come. So, please encourage your elders to come. God put me in places to see some things, and that's how I know, that I'm here on purpose. And I'm a registered nurse. I'm in the health profession. I know what goes on. And I'm a farmer.
See, and so when you know better, you do better.
Right.
And so what Miss April Yvette says, I don't understand the point of the FDA with all the food recalls we're having. Why are they consistently dropping the ball and bad food is being dispersed throughout the country, and we can only catch it after the fact? Yeah, okay. Listen, man, that's a very multi-layered conversation, and it all boils down to money. It boils down to Monsanto, what's the other one? Kellogg and them, all the big food corporations, and now actually the big tobacco corporations that bought up the food corporations and are putting all these chemicals in our foods. And of course, their members are on the boards of the FDA that are making the regulations that are regulating themselves. So that's that. Listen, that talk is dense and simple at the same time. But
I was just thinking that they benefit off our sickness, right? And they know the causes. 99. Go into the dialysis clinic. Who do you see there?
Come on, and they popping them up everywhere.
My grandmother lived to be 97.
Shout out to that.
The doctor couldn't even figure out what was wrong with her. She just said, I just don't want to walk behind a casket of another one of my children.
So she just chose to get out of here. See that? Oof!
97 or 96, somewhere in there. My mother, who was a huge smoker, lived to be 91 in spite of the smoking.
See, and of course back then, there was less crap in the stuff that we have now. They overload the chemicals.
So when you think about it, our great grandparents and our grandparents, they didn't have knee replacements and stuff.
They so didn't. They didn't.
No,
and so
they went on to glory with everything they had.
That right there. In fact, what you say? Everything basically boils down to money. There it is. Yes. When it comes down to it, we have a huge what's the word? Just explosion of autism amongst our young people that are being born now. It used to be one in like a few thousand children will be born with autism. This was maybe 50, 60 years ago, but now it's 1 in 23 children or so that are being born with autism. Why are we not taking this more seriously? We have to be honest about what we are experiencing. I think that a large part of it, a lot of people aren't able to be honest about this horrible shift that we're experiencing because it's just it's outrageous to fathom. Like we're just killing ourselves with poisons. And the FDA that we've entrusted to protect us and keep crap out of our foods is putting things in our foods that make our foods illegal in other countries. So we have to be honest about the fact that the institutions that we have, unfortunately, over us, they're not for us.
Right.
And if we're going to do better, we have to do things like attending the 3rd annual Black Farm Landowner Sustainability Conference to figure out how we can depart from these systems and actually create better systems that better meet our needs.
I tell them about a registration link will be up soon. I was giving one of my daughters time to
get everything
rest and heal. Miss Cheryl. Cheryl Elise. And she's going to have that registration page up for us.
Shout out to Cheryl.
$45 registration fee. And you get 3 days of meals.
You're going to be fed well. 45 days.
Lunch,
$45.
And we'll be actually starting the documentary on our ancestors' lands and stuff. So come and be a part of it.
Come be a part of a documentary too. See, so this conference is getting bigger. I'm going to make sure I'm out there at least for one of them days. We're at the 30-minute mark. We can actually, well, I do got to open the shop soon. So we do have to cut the conversation short. But if you want to continue this conversation and other conversations around how we can become better sustainable, what we got? Oh yeah. More comments. Immunizations. Yes, Miss Shannon Young. These vaccines. You know, one thing I don't like is how they tried to change the definition of vaccines during COVID, where we know traditionally vaccines meant once you get the vaccine, you don't get the disease anymore, and you can't pass it around anymore. But now all of a sudden with these COVID vaccines, oh no, you can. Y'all, let's be honest about what we're experiencing here and be honest about the decisions that we have to make to protect ourselves and our families. We cannot continue to just walk blindly down paths that the government or any other institution says is for you. We have to do what Ms. Erma Young Wilburn is doing and chart new paths. What you said, Nia says, please share the link when it comes out. Yes, in fact, so make sure y'all go to Ms. Erma Wilburn's page on Facebook. In fact, let me pull it up so y'all can see. Share this tab. Boom. This is them the grandbabies. Some of them. That's what's up. So make sure y'all add this nice lady. And I'm not your friend. How we're friends.
Yeah, you would think. Right?
Well, I fixed that right now. Anyway, make sure y'all add her because she's gonna be posting the information there, and I of course will be sharing it in the Albany Forward group. But as we wrap up here, did you any last thoughts that we want to leave with the people? How can we actually, besides Facebook, how can we get in contact with you?
Well, you can call me at my phone number, which is 229.
Hold on, I'll put it there for you. 229
376 8042. Yeah, you can text me, or you can also email me at Erma48.
Erma48
at gmail.com.
Oh, that's simple. I like that.
I have a nonprofit. That's who.
We ain't open yet. Hold on, y'all.
I have a nonprofit, Feed My Sheep.
Let me get this, y'all. It's probably money. Hold on, y'all. I'm so sorry. He's
let him get the money.
It's some spam. No, it's spam. Talking about Google listing. Anyway, I'm so sorry. Please continue.
I was just letting them know that my nonprofit, Feed My Sheep, at Wilburn Farms. We're the ones that put on that. So you'll also find a page that just to show some of the things that we are doing and working with. Please Google the information on new communities so that you have some history to look at and to know, how we have suffered and still suffer because we lost that land.
Exactly.
Because of the discrimination.
There you go.
And Shirley Sherrod, God had her in the right place at the right time to be able to file a suit on behalf of new communities as a farmer suit. We lost the first round. In the second round of in an appeal, we won, and that's how Rosora came about. So
I love it. So that story definitely needs to be told.
Charles Sherrod should always be honored. He fought as long as he could fight.
Man, hats off to the Sherrods for sure. Mr. and Mrs. Sherrod, they are beautiful. They've done excellent work to help move Albany forward. So I want to leave out here with, of course, if you all have any thoughts, any questions about any of the concepts that we talked about here today, please make sure you join, make a plan to attend. There we go. 3rd annual Black Farm Landowner Sustainability Conference. Bring your questions, bring interested people, bring people that want to buy some land, possibly. We need to, of course, grow this, talk more about it, and stay engaged.
Yeah.
One
more thing.
Oh, sure.
I lost a grandson over the weekend. He was not in any gang stuff or anything like that, but I know that it was a child that died at the what they call mass shooting. Y'all say something to those families. Help them to heal. Do what you can do. Don't just act like we accept this. Do what you can do to help protect our children.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll see you at the conference.
Baby, appreciate your time so much. So again, if y'all find anything exciting, life-changing, helpful in any way, please like, share, and comment. And of course, join the Albany Forward group where this is going to be posted and shared. And make sure you stay up with Miss Erma Wilburn about everything that she's got going on. Find out about new communities. Go out there to visit Resora. The Secretary of Agriculture was down here a few months ago and listening to Miss Shirley Sherrod. And so we need to make sure we uplift our people and stay engaged. I love y'all. I hope we all continue to grow and stay beautiful. 2 fingers. In the stream now.
When you need more than a simple solution. When you need the best quality at the best prices. When you need a hero to save your business. You know there's only one name you can trust. Easy Copy. We make business marketing easy. Subscribe to the Easy Life at easycopy.io.